Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AxesATrader.com, a nightly wrap-up show. Before we get into the day, I definitely want to be the champion for technical analysis and process. I've been saying this for years, and the most important thing that a trader has, besides the discipline, the money management skills, the process, everything that you need, all the intangibles that you need to become a very, very effective trader and a long-lasting entity in this business is having common sense and patience. Now, again, it's very, very tough to acquire patience. Usually people get patience by overcoming, hopefully, right? Overcoming really bad hardships, especially in the financial markets. It's very, very humbling when you start out trading and you don't know what you're really looking for. But everybody's throwing the word around patience, 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 patience. And 95% of the people don't know what they're exactly patient for. And it really is rewarding. It really is, it's almost like liberating, okay? That when a day like this comes around, it's almost like everything that I've been preaching, especially in the last 3 years that we've started trading the PS60 theory, everything that I've been talking about, it really came into fruition literally all in one day. Okay, the preparation, the preparation, the process, the patience, technical analysis, waiting it out, wait for the premium hand. Don't play the 2-9 offsuit. Don't play the 3-6 offsuit. Play kings, play aces, and today we got dealt aces. But again, before we even got dealt aces, we had to know everything that was around us. Again, one of the biggest attributes I have, I could spot danger, okay? And 2 weeks ago, we started spotting danger. And if you look back in the market for the last 2 weeks, so we've been talking about this now nonstop, literally nonstop for the last several weeks, we're starting to see 1 and 1.5% declines in the NASDAQ 100 just randomly, just completely randomly since June. Here was one, here was a couple of days, here was one, and everything that we were looking at was showing us and giving us plenty of signs that something bad was about to happen. If you guys remember last week, we looked at in the room, there was 1 or 2 days in the room last week that I said, wait a minute, these spreads are way too high. The liquidity is extra low. What is going on? There's something wrong here. There's something in the market that's not shaping up. And then you had all the evidence. You had all the evidence. They talked about the big run up on the Dow Jones Dow Jones the Dow Jones 30. And the most important part, remember, it's only 30 stocks. And there's a fun fact out there that 10%, that's 3 stocks, 10% of the Dow 30 made up almost 50% of the gains in a recent last move. That's a humongous statement. That means 27 out of 27 out of the 30 basically did not participate. Okay, keep that in mind. And then we started seeing more things happening. We started seeing retailers, again, not that this is breaking news, but retail is bad. Okay, retail is bad. The fact that Amazon is getting into every single business and little by little, interval by interval, is crushing hopes and dreams is bad. We saw retail bad. We saw Amazon miss. We saw Google miss. And we started seeing every single stock, for the exception of Tesla, for the exception of Apple. And by the way, we closed out Apple swing today as well. But you look at every single one of these companies, and they were all making lower highs for consecutive days now. Consecutive days as the Dow was continuing to go higher. And when you look at stocks like this, and we always say this all the time, a stock like Amazon, again, you might not trade Amazon, but it represents speculation money. You might not trade Google, but Google represents speculation money. You might not trade Netflix, but this represents speculation money. And all these companies, okay, all these companies for the last 2 weeks, and again, keep this in mind, it's not just Amazon and Google that had bad earnings, or at least less lackluster earnings. Netflix had good earnings, but yet we started seeing the same thing: lower highs, rejection off supply, rejection off supply. And we kept on talking about in the room, guys, be careful, be careful. We're expecting a 2% move. We're expecting a 2% move. We're expecting a percent move, yada, yada. We got a 2% move. And a lot of people just talk about it, right? A lot of people talk about it. A lot of people use the word, and you see this especially on social media, and this is the new market. Well, you got to sit on your hands. you got to sit in your hands. You know, cash is a position. Yeah, cash is a position, absolutely. But cash as a position is a crutch. I think the traders who use one side of the market, who are not prepared, who are uneducated, who are afraid to trade on the short side, who don't believe that the money can actually be made 3 times faster on the downside than the upside, it's all a crutch. When you say sit on your hands as you're getting tremendous opportunities, a waterfall effect on the downside of the market, it's basically a crutch saying I am not prepared to trade on the short side. I don't have a process enough that I believe in. And the most important part is I'm afraid. You're not saying that, your subconscious is. That word crutch, sitting on hands, remember, at the end of the month is not paying for your kids' tuition, is not paying for your mortgage, is not paying for your car payment. So you know, God gave you 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 ears, 2 eyes. It gave you both sides of the market. You have to trade both sides of the market. And today was just an exceptional opportunity to make some really good money. And usually when you see stocks going from supply to supply and demand to demand, they usually don't happen. Okay, they usually don't happen within one day. Today, they happen in one day. So let's go for the day. I'm not going to review every single trade that we had in the room, but here's what we had, man. So it started off yesterday. And yesterday we talked about it in the room, and everybody took the trade and all that good stuff. We talked about this 981 level for 4 or 5 days. 981, 981, 981. And for those of you guys who are watching this at home, on the bottom of the email is the webinar recording. What's cool about the webinar recording is it's all 7 hours of the trading day. Again, you see with the screen share, with all that good stuff, that happens in the live webinar, my commentary. You don't need to watch the first, all 7 hours of the day. Watch the first 20 minutes. It's exactly what we talked about. We prepared everybody for the trading day. We gave everybody levels. The most important thing is we traded the damn thing. We weren't talking about it. We traded the damn things. And fortunately for us, it worked out incredibly well. So we talked about Amazon. It all started yesterday. We talked about Amazon. It's not rallying. It's not rallying. It's not rallying. Look at all these red candles, guys. For all you guys who don't know what these red candles signal, these are all closes that are lower than open. So every single one of these candles for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row, 8 days in a row, almost 2 weeks, okay, 8 days in a row had lower closes than opens. These are very, very bearish. And yesterday, it finally cracked the 81. For all you guys who did scalp it yesterday from 981 to 975, good job. We started the position yesterday. We built the position all the way to the average cost of 980.50s. And today, it was just phenomenal. We talked about the levels, 970s and then 955. And you know what? It hit both 970 and 955. 956 was our highest cover, and it was phenomenal. Just a phenomenal job. Congratulations to all you guys who did catch either the 970 puts or had equity overnight. Just a phenomenal job. I know Charlie caught it both twice, both in the 970 puts and the 955 puts. Just a phenomenal job. So congratulations for all you guys who caught that. We talked about the Qs. We talked about Qs today pre-market, right? We talked about the Qs pre-market. We highlighted this level. Again, watch the webinar recording, incredibly educational. Doesn't cost you any money to watch the first 20 minutes, guys. It's so educational. It really does give you a valid feeling that you are in control of your trading. We talked about this triple bottom here. We said, if this thing gets below 142.30 and it builds below, it should collapse to this 141.50s. In the morning strategy, I said, guys, consider taking the 141.50 puts. Some of you guys took out the 142s for next week. Some of you guys did take the 141.50s. We traded the equity side of it, and I mean, look at this thing. We just blew below it. blew below it. Just a phenomenal job. Very excited about the trade. Yeah, we had tons of other pivots in the room, but look at some other trades I had. So yesterday I bought this DPW, right? And again, right now I'm literally 99.9% beta, because again, I believe trading ranges from supply to supply to demand works very well. You guys see what we do pretty much day in, day out in the live webinar. There is no editing. There is no trick photography. It's very tough to trick the audience when you're seeing stocks like Tesla and Amazon and Google and the video trade and trade orderly. It's incredibly what we have here. And it's one of those scenarios that if you're patient, you can do very well. But yesterday I started watching this DPW, and I just saw tens of thousands of shares trading at the 70-cent level. And again, it's not something that I do, but I used to trade small caps all the time, and just something I looked at and I said, well, looks kind of good. So I bought some. I bought some yesterday at 70 cents. When I woke up this morning, so the future's lower. I was obviously concentrating on Amazon. It was gapping down 5-6 points, but I noticed this DPW was starting bidding up to 75 cents. I was like, all right, cool. So some news came out, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? I was making sales at 90 cents, 93 cents. For those of you guys who did take it, great job. Just a gift, just an absolute gift. And you can see what happened. And again, big shout out to all those, low float traders who chased the stock almost to $1. Great job. And I say this obviously tongue in cheek, but great job. Thank you very much for taking me out of stock. Tesla, what can you say about Tesla? The stock of all stocks, the killer of all killers, the trading vehicle of all trading vehicles, pun intended. I kind of got a little lucky on this trade. I'm not going to lie. I bought this thing right here, and it spiked up about 40, 50 cents, and it didn't give me an opportunity to sell it. And then it spiked down about 60, 70 cents against me. And then another wave of buyers came in because there was some waves of September 400 call buyers that came in, and that really kind of salvaged the trade. And once the stock spiked up, I made some sales about 50, 60 cents, whatever it was. I got very, very lucky there because obviously you can see what happened with the trade, otherwise. So that's that. The only thing I screwed up, and I screwed up big time today, was the short on Google. Okay, it was the only, this is the one I really, really screwed up. So we talked about this 932 area right here, this whole 932 area on the 60-minute view on the daily chart. And I said the stock's going to 921, the stock's going to 921, not stock's going to 921. I know Charlie had the puts covered at 921-ish. And we talked about it, and I go, oh man, so I shorted the stock at 932. And there was just a reload buyer sitting there for like 10, 15 minutes. And the craziest thing about Google is, how long can you sit there when there's a reload buyer? It's a thin stock. They'll spread you out 75 cents. So I gave it like every opportunity to work. I literally gave it every opportunity to work. They finally took it down like $1, $1.50, and they brought it right back up. And I was like, wow, if we get any type of bounce in the market, this thing's going to go higher. So yada, yada, yada. I cover the shares. I make a cup of coffee on the trade. I'm talking about 3 minutes later, they destroy the stock. It is what it is. Again, always think safety first. So most of the time when you have reload buyers out there and they just can't go through the bottom of the range as the futures are tanking, usually means they're going to spread the stock out and they're going to run you. Again, if this was Netflix, if this was anything else, that'd be different. But when you have a stock like Google, all it takes is one high bid and you're covering the stock $3 higher. So that was my only regret of the day, but just a pretty awesome day. Just a pretty awesome day. Technical analysis is great. It's your only lifeline. You don't need anybody. You don't need to follow anybody. You don't need to have any calls or all these things, all these stupid, stupid slogans. All you need to trust is technical analysis. Watch order flow, confirmation, and strike, and then be smart about it. So absolutely great day. Absolutely great day. I know a lot of people did incredibly well. Just a good feeling, that the good guys won. The good guys won, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. But good job there. But again, it's another trading day. There is no celebration. It's business as usual tomorrow. Again, we don't know what to expect tomorrow because stocks are kind of in limbo. And you look at the Nasdaq 100 for example, we closed right on support. Personally, I think we could have a two-way trade going into tomorrow. I personally think if the market gaps up tomorrow, which I don't think that's going to happen because you have two components that are going to snag the futures tomorrow morning. NVIDIA, so ironic, Andrew Leff from Cintron came out and said, well, we're short NVIDIA ahead of earnings. We believe the stock is too fast, too much, too quick, and blah, 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 blah. And look, he said that already. Like on 10 different stocks. Remember Tesla at 150? We think Tesla is too expensive as well. So basically, all these research firms, they're like the DeAndre Jordans of Wall Street, right? DeAndre Jordan hits 4 out of 10 free throws, and he's an all-star. Well, welcome to Wall Street. So they actually did get right on NVIDIA, but again, it's a 50-50 crapshoot. NVIDIA down, a bunch after the close. Everything's following up with it. Snapchat, again, it's eating alive. Last week we saw Google getting possibly into the space. Obviously, the Instagram stories are destroying their business model as well. So trading down to about 11 and change this evening. Not the greatest thing in the world. Again, a lot of the media was blaming the tensions in North Korea. Guys, let's get it. We knew about North Korea 2 days ago. Okay, we know about everything. It's a social media news now world we live in. There's nothing that's going to sneak up on us, okay? And the bottom line is you can say this was blamed on North Korea and the tensions, but when the stock market goes up, gravity's real, okay? No matter how strong the market is, no matter how ferocious and, just crazy to shorts, how bad some of the scenarios could be for shorts, the market always comes in. It did during the internet craze. It did in 2003, 2004, which I started really getting back on the ball in this market and starting again and again. Will the market rebound? The market go lower? We don't know. We don't know that. We trade price action. Our point is strictly to put ourselves in a situation to win, trade smart, trade from both sides of the market, and most important thing is stay in business for tomorrow. So 2 scenarios going to tomorrow's trading day. If the market opens up lower and they reclaim the NASDAQ 100, reclaims the 50-day moving average. Look at the strong stocks. Look at the strong stocks going red to green. Tesla's obviously a strong name. Apple's obviously a strong name. Apple's a strong name. Probably Apple and Tesla will be the 2 strongest names out there if they start going red to green. Amazon, Google, same thing. Although I do like them going lower, but just any situation of the market opening up lower, washing out, piling on more shorts and go red to green. We will look at some 10 o'clock candles to the upside confirmation for scalps. However, if the market somehow opens up green, look, what's they talking about? You could pick any stock. Literally any stock to go green to red. My favorite 2 are Amazon. Because Amazon closed right at the 100-day support we've been talking about for a couple of days. And there is downward bias all the way down to this 928 area. Again, for all you option players, we'll highlight tomorrow what you possibly can do for that move. Google, the same thing. Google, the same thing. We talked about it pre-market, how the stock can get down to 921. Well, that's where it got. It got down to 921. I think tomorrow, red to green scenario, in a break below this 918 level, it gets it down to like 903, 910. Very, very possible. But you can basically do that with anything. You can basically do that with any high beta name as long as you have the validation for it. You can obviously do it. Baidu looks like it's ready to roll over as well. Break below this 220 level could get this thing down to 213. So there's a lot of possibilities, but we have to see how the futures open up tomorrow. So for all you guys who are trading tomorrow, please get into morning strategy nice and early, 9 o'clock Eastern time. For the rest of you guys who are not trading beta, here's a couple names I do like. ETSY has been on our watch list now for a couple of days. It held up very well today, very, very well, $16 break. The CEO after the close basically bought $1 million worth of stock. Definitely something to watch. Keep an eye on ETSY over that $16 break. I like this ADOM. Again, recent IPO, came out of a range today, put in a high of 1050. If it takes and reclaims these 2 areas right here, this 1050 to 1065 area, again, if the market is strong, you could get a move all the way back to 1250 if you are patient. So definitely keep an eye on that. CUTR is just flagging. Okay, CUTR is just flagging. I think a break above today's high of 34.20 will get that thing going. And let's see what else I like. I like this NTES short as well. Looks like crappy earnings. They stopped right on support. I think a green to red move on NTS can get to basic. If it breaks 283 today's low, you could get a move to this 273, 274 area. So all you option players get your ducks in a row. So I got a lot of great feedback today, guys. Again, it's all about patience, all about process. It's having the ability to say no. It's having the ability to say, I'm only playing premium hands. And it's the ability to allow yourself to be spectacular. Guys, have a great night. Great job. And I'll see you all tomorrow bright and early. Take care.